Welcome to another episode of Terrible Friend Podcast. We're your hosts, Ty
and Zilla.
Woo woo. We actually introduced ourselves this time.
In the beginning. Wow. Amazing.
Progress.
Yes. So on this episode of podcast, we're going to be discussing being a
terrible spouse.
Yeah.
Well, let's do a shout out. Now we have followers. Let's do a shout out. Thanks all of our terrible friends for joining us for another episode. We appreciate your commitment to us.
Yes.
And share it with all of your other terrible friends.
Also, how do you think that you would enjoy us better? Like,
right.
Would it be more social media? Would it be video? Because we were playing around with video stuff, thinking whether or not we should add that into the mix.
Yeah.
Also,
do you want to see our goofy faces?
They're beautiful faces.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, let us know. But you go ahead and start us off, Ty.
Oh, because you start all the time. Look at you. I'm so proud of you. All right, so
sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. Okay, so what is a good spouse?
You've been a spouse longer than I have.
I have. I don't know what being a good spouse is because I'm a terrible spouse. My husband literally just told me that 5 minutes ago.
Yep, I heard it.
Yeah.
I witnessed the event.
It's so traumatic for me. I try very hard. I think
you didn't cut the oranges the right way.
I didn't cut the oranges the right way, and therefore I'm a terrible spouse. He says, "You don't know me by now." No, I don't know you.
All right, so for context, how long have you and Fefe let's just say known each other? Not how long have you been married, how long you were dating, just I want to say like the entire scope overall of your knowledge of each other.
This is the worst thing for you to ask me because once again, here I go showing out about being a bad spouse.
So you have to do math.
I do have to do math. Okay. Let me backtrack. We're 5 years married in, but we courted for a year before we got married. So 6-7 years? Yeah, about.
I feel like Jonathan could tell you the exact day that we started having conversations online.
Right.
And I would be like, I know our wedding anniversary. And I remember that I gave you a Christmas present early on, so I'm just going to go ahead and assume engaged 9-ish months, married a year and some change, and then I knew you a couple months before that. We'll say 2-ish years.
I'm done.
Oh wait, I was living with your mom for a while after we got married. I don't remember.
It gets cloudy, bro.
Who am I? Where am I? When is it? What time is it? I have no idea.
Oh, man.
Why are they better?
No, they're not better at everything. They're better at certain things.
Okay. Yes. Why are they better at remembering how long we've known them for? Because I didn't say he was better as a person at all.
Here's the thing. Let me ask you a serious question. When you had your conversation with Jonathan at the beginning, were you like goo goo gaga, like eyes swollen for him? Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to speak to you again tomorrow. Oh, my heart longs for you.
Oof. I feel like this is gonna be like criminally. What's the word?
No, because I'm gonna put myself
like
on the
evidence used against me in court.
In the court of law. I'm done. What else could they do but divorce us? I mean,
he won't.
And you had so many chances.
Every day he has reasons to, and he still doesn't.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm okay.
Yeah, that's my husband's catchphrase.
I have felt the feeling of butterflies, anticipation, can't wait to speak with you in my youth. In my youths. When I was a youth of the nation.
Right.
I met him when I was
a grown-ass adult.
dying and no longer full of life.
Right. Mm-hmm.
An ancient being.
Right.
In
A stone.
my late 20s.
Poor child.
No.
This is why we don't remember. This is why. Because when you have those feelings basically put like a timestamp in your brain for you to calculate back to be able to have the precise date, moment, time. What did you wear? What did you have on? Felix had to remind me what the hell I was wearing the day we met.
Jonathan knows.
I don't remember that.
He knows exactly what I was wearing the first date that we had. The first time we met in person.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you what that man was wearing that day.
I remember the first insult he told me when I first met him. He said it was a compliment. But
See what I mean?
I logged it in my brain as an insult. You want to know what he told me?
What?
You have such cute buck teeth. Yeah. I was like, why would you take one of my biggest insecurities and tell me that in person to my face?
The disrespect.
Ow.
Oh,
He's like,
sorry.
I mean, there's a compliment. And I was like, don't talk to me. And here we are, married.
So it actually worked. Look at him using terrible lines to get you. Sorry. But no, I think that's the reason why we don't remember it. And no offense, obviously they shouldn't take offense because we still married them. But
I think I struggle with this internally sometimes. That I should be more Google Gaga puppy eyes.
no, you know what it does? It makes you ignorant. Look, let me explain. Back in the day, I could kiss a boy and instantly be in love and miss every single red flag in my face. Okay?
You're wearing those rose-colored glasses.
Damn right I was. Okay? Now I'm more aware. I had a child already, so I was super aware and looking for every red flag. And
because you were looking out for your babies.
I was. And on top of it, I was also, and Felix could tell you, I told him everything that would normally make any guy walk away. I wanted to tell you the good, the bad, and the terrible about me so you could leave. Because I knew that I was supposed to be by myself. Like, no one was ever going to be with me. So just go now. Go now.
Go
away. So you don't have to deal with all of this trauma-filled person. But he stupidly stayed and said that it was okay. And has still been with me even though he contemplates divorcing me every single hour.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
He says it all the time. He just,
it.
yeah, well, I guess.
Two things. First, Jonathan heard a podcast where they said you're not supposed to say the word divorce or joke about it because words are strong and they can become actions, blah, 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 blah. So we used to say divorce and just yell it out for no reason because we were irritated with each other, and now it's what's
taboo.
The word? Taboo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I was gonna say bogo. I don't know why I was the first.
Bogo.
Bogo. It's not the word that I was looking for, but it's the first word that came up was taboo. Second, the first thing that I did with Jonathan was go and get barbecue food, so that way I could be like my most disgusting person on the very first date, because this is who I am as a person. And I wanted him to be like aware. I wasn't dressing up so cute and wearing my best outfit. I was
a homeless person?
Fresh. I was actually out of work, so I wasn't 100% homeless. I was like 50% homeless. So out of work, full work day.
Yeah.
Work stank. And then barbecue all over my face. Ate one with my fingers. Barbecue all over my face. He's like, I love you. I want to marry you.
Wow, what a turn on.
I wanted to set the bar
all the way.
I'm like, it's here.
Low.
If you get more than this, it's an exception.
I did hear.
I don't want you to expect more than this, because this is where it's
This
at.
is it.
This is where you're getting. If you want this is what it is.
A friend of ours recently told us a story about how he courted his wife, and the same thing happened.
Mm.
Took her to a shitty restaurant.
Well, we went to a sports bar.
He farted.
Oh my God.
You name it. To see what the reaction was. And I was like, I didn't think that, but I wasn't like, I wasn't clingy like I had been before. Like, oh, hold my hand. I'm like, please don't touch me in public. Don't want to.
Stop acting like
seen.
you're not like that. To this day. Ew, get away from me. I'm your husband. Okay,
gosh.
stop touching me.
I just have, now that I have so many people invading my personal space, just FYI, I have 3 kids, and I have, my crotch.
Your crotch goblins are all over you all day long.
Gremlins, they touch me all the time. So I have, what's that?
Overstimulation.
Overstimulation. So sometimes, most times, I just don't want to be touched because I've been touched too much and I'm scarred. But yes, yeah. But I've gotten better, I think.
I think that's one of the reasons that I feel as though I am a terrible spouse, because I don't like to be touched. I don't know if it's a childhood thing or what, but I don't like being touched, tickled. No surprise touches. I have to know about your touch before you're touching me. Does that make sense? Like, I have to see your hand coming.
Or tell I'm going to touch you now.
Even if it's just like, at least I'm visibly seeing that you're doing the action. Not you coming up behind me and doing like a squeeze.
Like I do all the time.
Like you do to me, and
I'm
I yell
so
at
sorry.
you. I'm like, touch me! And you're like, come on, I'm just massaging you. I'm like, I hate it! And you still do it anyways. Reminds me of someone.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that we had to, I guess we're still maybe hurtling over it.
But you're fresh married, dude. Like, y'all still in diapers. Already.
We passed a year.
So
we're not like fresh, but we're still
in diapers.
Whatever.
You haven't potty trained yet.
You're a toddler. Don't even talk to me.
At least I'm potty trained. I could go to the potty by myself.
So I'm a baby. I'm an infant, and you're a toddler. So I guess, like, is that 10 years in has to be a teenager, and 15 years is an adult, and
Maybe.
Then
I've never thought of marriage like that.
Is grown.
Maybe. Well, okay. Here's the thing that I heard on a podcast. Tim Ross, Basement. I listen. Just FYI, it's really good. But he says something that's like super impactful. He says every 5 years you get a different spouse.
Well, people grow.
Exactly.
So you're growing together. You are.
But you're also individually growing into certain things that you like and dislike that change over time.
Would you say that you're like vines twisting around each other, or more like?
I don't know about that. Okay. All I know is a lot of stuff that I didn't like at the beginning of our relationship / marriage, I like now. Like mushrooms. I didn't like them before. I didn't even like them as a kid.
I still don't like them, so maybe we'll see if that changes in the next 5 years.
Maybe, but I also had children, and that somehow changes your mental.
Why? Because you're teaching them to explore different things that...
No, I just tried it one day, and it was delicious.
Oh. Maybe pregnancy changed you, I don't know.
That's what I think.
Oh.
Even beets. Beets I didn't like, and then I had a kid, and I tried beets, and it was delicious. It's very weird. But my husband hates me for that because he's like, I thought we liked and disliked the same things. And I was like, I've changed.
Yeah, Jonathan says all the time that we like so many similar things. But we're both individuals, for sure. Because, well, we don't always think in the same pattern. But most of our morals and values are aligned. But we think about things differently. Male, female, the way he was raised, the way I was raised, Cuban, Puerto Rican. I don't know. We're
both Haitian,
same,
and we're
but
not
different,
the same.
But same, but different.
but so different. We also have our own traumatic backgrounds that have nothing to do with our nationalities, and not really our upbringings either.
I would say I'm a terrible spouse because I don't cook. I'm so guilty.
But you can cook.
But I don't cook.
Right.
And I don't know why I have such an aversion to it.
Because you get catered meals by your husband.
Okay.
I mean, I would stop too.
But it was before that.
Oh.
He just fed into it, and now I'm a spoiled brat.
Got it.
But I didn't like to cook before I met him. I would cook. But, I don't know. My mom cooked some, but she wasn't really a huge cook when we were growing up. It was like, goulash. You know what goulash is.
Yeah.
Spaghetti meatballs,
Whatever else you got in your fridge.
yeah. Marinated chicken and pasta. Lots of rice, lots of pasta because it lasts the longest. Lots of frozen veggies, and they're all thrown together in a big pot and you eat it.
Yeah.
Not that she can't cook either. She makes the best meal I've ever had in my entire life. I've had other people's, and my mom, everybody asked my mom to make it because it was so good.
Educate your girl. What the hell is that?
Oh, it's pork shoulder.
Oh. How you do it though?
You let it and sit in the oven for 6 hours, depending on how many pounds it is or whatever. Marinate it, and it just kind of falls off the bone.
One day when I could eat pork.
Yeah, you're not eating pork or red meat right now, but one day when you decide you want at least a little taste,
I'll try.
we'll see. I tried making it. It was not good. It was dry. I'll try again next Christmas. We'll see.
I'm done. The one time a year that you cook.
That's the problem.
Yeah. That's why it doesn't taste good.
That's
you
why.
gotta keep, experimenting. You gotta keep trying stuff.
I don't like being in the kitchen.
Is it? You know what?
I don't
Let me
like
ask
touching
you. Oh well, okay, that's different. I was I was gonna.
Go ahead, ask what you're gonna ask. But that's one of the reasons I don't like cooking meat is because I don't like touching it. It feels gross.
I was gonna ask you if it makes you feel, what's that word? Domestic? If you're in the kitchen.
Like a 1950s housewife.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, honey, just give me a second and I'm gonna have your dinner right ready for you.
I don't know why that came out.
I would say my respect for housewives that take care of their homes and their children and their husbands is super sky high because they're doing all the things that I hate doing.
Disclaimer, she's very lazy, and so am I.
My husband said this yesterday. He said she would be too lazy to have somebody on the side. That's what she is.
That's what Felix
So
says.
I'm not afraid of her going anywhere else because A, she loves me, but B, she's way too lazy.
It's a commitment.
I'm not lazy. I just lack motivation for anything in my life.
Oh my gosh, I wish you guys could see her face. She's so serious.
I'm not lazy. I have a motivation problem.
I have a motivation problem too.
And an energy problem.
But I'm hoping that if my husband retires me, that I won't be so... Yeah, I know, but he told me no. He said, I don't believe it. I don't believe that you would be able to be a housewife to do the things that you say you want to do. Not that he's instructed, because he's never instructed me to do anything, but more of the things that I say I want to do.
Well, at least you have the motivation to even think about wanting to do that. I think about that, and I want to be the breadwinner.
No.
I want to make all the money so that he can do the things
I just
that I
don't want
hate.
to wear pants. There's a difference.
Oh.
I just don't want to wear pants. Wearing pants,
Yeah, exhausting.
putting on clothes.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
I would 100% be the breadwinner in my house if it meant that I did not have to do the things that I have to do for the house and feel guilty about it, because I do feel guilty about it. That's why I feel like I'm a bad spouse. I do laundry, I do dishes, and I just won't cook. We have a dog and a cat. I have to take care of them. I clean their stuff. But my motivation issues and my energy levels make it so I can only do the one thing. The one thing being, tonight I'm gonna do a load of laundry, but the trash gonna stay right there along with the dishes in the sink.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow I'm gonna do all the dishes, empty the dishwasher, clean stuff by hand, fill it back up again. But I'm sorry, trash gonna stay.
Yeah.
Laundry gonna stay.
Yeah.
I can do a thing, and then I have no more energy. And so that comes back to me later on. I guess me feeling like I'm being a bad spouse, because then it falls on him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not because I'm saying, oh, do this, do that. I'm not ordering him around to do this stuff, but he feels like I'm such a procrastinator, in his words, that it won't get done if I choose to do it on my own time.
Mm.
I'm so tired all the time.
I get it. I feel like... Okay.
You have kids.
I do have kids.
I don't.
I'm tired every time I get off of work and I realize that I got off of one job to clock into another job, which means the small bit of energy I do have left, I have to overexert that with being happy to see them, even though they're going to make a lot of noise, coming to the house to kind of clean and put things away and possibly make them a meal if my lovely husband hasn't already tried to put something together before we got home. Bathe them, wash them, read story time, and then they have to listen to their podcast, and then I have to put them down to sleep, and then sometimes the baby goes, no, I don't want to go to sleep. Now I have to coddle her until she falls asleep, and then after that, do I have the energy to go in there and wash a whole bunch of dishes? Nope. Do I want to just go lay in my bed and crawl into a ball and watch a show or scroll on TikTok and pass out? Abso-freaking-lutely. But I think by now my husband understands how much energy I have to exert.
Yeah.
And so he picks up the rest of it.
Yeah.
So when I'm putting the kids down to sleep, if he's not still working, he will do the dishes before he comes to bed. On the weekends, it's me with the kids cleaning and putting stuff away, and
he's
also
making more
he's
income.
making more income, working again, and me figuring out weekend activities to do with the kids so they don't feel like they're constantly just sitting at the house. So it's a juggle, it's a balance, but do I want to leave and go anywhere? No. Truth bomb. The other day we came over to your house to go to the pool. Girlfriend, the minute I got up, I was like, I don't want to go anywhere. I immediately was like, why am I going to do this to myself? I'm so tired. And then I saw the kids' faces and they were just like so full of energy, because I don't know how caffeine runs through their system, but it doesn't run through mine. And I was like,
they don't even get caffeine.
They don't get it, but oh my gosh.
If I could have the energy of me when I was younger, I would get so much stuff done. As I've gotten older, the energy meter is just depleted. My energy meter is not, I can never reach 100. I start off every day with maybe 50%, and then 40 goes into my job, and then the 10% is what I have left to do. Everything else. Self-care, reading.
What self-care?
Exactly. I have to choose. I have to choose which one. Brushing my teeth, washing my ass.
I'm done.
Cleaning the house, walking the dog.
What's left? Nothing. So, all in all, the reason that we're terrible spouses is because we're lazy.
Don't say that.
That's what we're saying.
No.
Okay, wait. On another tip of not lazy, do you feel that a part of you being a not so great spouse has to do with the way that you communicate with your husband?
We communicate in 2 different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Our communication pattern is morphing as we
Mature?
I don't want to say mature. I want to say the length of time that we've been together, our longevity together, and the situation before was being married in our mother-in-law's house, which is different than being married in our own house.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was how we were raised to do things differently.
Mm-hmm.
He does things one way, I do things another. Things another. Thing
Mm-hmm.
another.
They got it.
Our communication is probably the thing that we try to focus on the most.
Mm-hmm.
We tried looking into love languages. I've heard there's pros and cons to it. But I think it helped initially. Learning that he craved touch
Mm-hmm.
the most, as well as quality time.
Mm-hmm.
And I craved, what's it called?
Silence. I'm just kidding.
Acts of service.
Uh-huh. Oh. That is good.
Which is why he does things that he does.
Right.
Because he knows that it's what I need.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you tell me you love me. I do not care that you hug me in the morning. He does. If I do not tell him I love you and kiss him before we go to bed every single night, he will get upset with me. It is...
sorry.
No, I'm serious. If I do not ask him for a kiss before we go to sleep, say, love you, good night, mwah. Like, it has to happen before we go to sleep. Because if either one of us falls asleep before then, in the morning, I get a talking to. You didn't kiss me good night last night. I'm just kidding. It's not what he sounds like. But still. He's like, are you upset with me? Literally, he'll ask me, I'm like, no, why? Did I make you think I was... He's no, you didn't kiss me last night. I'm like, oh.
I'm sorry.
Oops. So I've had to learn to be more touchy-feely and tell him all the things that I appreciate about him, all the things that he does that I love, that he's a great husband, etc., etc. And he has to learn not to touch me all the time because I get irritated. He's like, I can't touch you, you're my wife. I'm like, no, you can touch me only when I want to be touched. He's like, when do you want to be touched? I'm like, I don't know, you have to figure that out.
Never. You should get like an on-off switch as like a tattoo.
No, but seriously, yeah, true. Touches it, turns it on.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard people do the candle lighting thing.
Oh.
You know, light the candle when you're in the mood. Yeah.
How many candles you gonna have?
We have a candle. It's just
not used for that.
Yeah, we don't use the lighter. It's on
I'm done.
a candle warmer.
Okay.
So we don't actually light it.
Defeats the whole purpose.
Him doing the things around the house without me asking to do it is the best thing I've ever heard of. I cannot imagine anything better. It's amazing.
That's why he has to do those things.
Because he knows. But also, if he didn't get done, he would get irritated too.
Yeah.
He would feel uncomfortable. Too much anxiety would build up because of the uncleanliness of the house. He got a little bit OCD.
Just a little bit.
A little bit germaphobe too.
It's alright. My husband's like that too.
What he knows, doing those things, is him showing, hey, I care. I know this is what you need of me, so I'm going to do this for you.
It's interesting because you are the acts of service, and my husband is the act of service.
So you're doing things for him. Ooh, and you're lazy.
Yep. I do some things. Like, okay. You know how they say you gotta spice it up? I'll just leave the house dirty.
Is that you spicing it up? Oh my god. What?
No.
Surprise.
It's
a mess.
No, like, surprise, it's clean. Or like, I don't know, like I'll clean top to bottom the kitchen or something. And he comes home and he's like, wow, you know? He doesn't do that at all. But that's what I hear in my head.
I did this for you.
That I did this for you. I did this for us, but for you.
Mostly you.
Mostly you. And then I like quality time, but that is, it's been almost impossible to do that until we've gotten it scheduled into our calendars. That's how it has to be.
It has to be like that. You have a big family and
Why
2.5 jobs.
Wait, you know what? It feels really disrespectful. You and like our other coworker keep saying like, you have so many kids. I'm like, it's only 3.
So many.
That's
Okay.
not so many kids.
My dad has a lot of siblings.
Mm-hmm. How many?
Total of them,
Mm-hmm.
there's 11.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
That is a big family. I'm not saying your family is so big.
I know, but when you said it, I had trauma.
Oh,
from
you have a little bit of PTSD from
I was
whenever
like, oh my
everyone in the
God.
office is like, Ty, why you have such a big family?
So many kids. Like, I know. They're so hard to keep track of. I call them 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. And then the quality time, you know, I feel like he sees me or meets me there in the same sporadic way that I clean. Like to show
Surprise
appreciation.
quality time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like, oh, well, let's go and we'll have a drink on the patio and just relax and talk. Or, oh, my favorite thing to do, let's watch a show together. And we can sit there and laugh and hold hands. And then I can get uncomfortable sitting next to you and move.
Yeah, you're too hot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want my feet under him so that my feet aren't cold, but
Yeah.
I don't want to actually snuggle.
Yeah. Yeah.
He hates it so much.
Yeah. We're weird creatures.
Sometimes I feel as though I am a terrible spouse because I don't know. I know he has dreams and aspirations, and I wish I could help him reach those.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the only thing you can do is support, but I feel like I should be doing more.
That's a good point you made. Do you have like comparison envy for the women out there that you see that stand behind their man or get in the dirt and they dig the trenches for them, and these men come out to be like these successful powerhouses and they're congratulating, they're basically giving thanks and praise to their wives, and you're like, if only I had enough energy
To be able to be that person.
to be that person for you. Because that's where I feel like I fail as a spouse, is not even energy, because if I just took my iron pills, I swear I might have some energy. But if it's, no one teaches you how to be a supportive wife. No one. They say, you know, stand by your man, you know, pray over him, all that stuff. But it's like when your man is thinking about a career change, and it could be either a benefit or a detriment to your entire family, and you got to be like, I'm going to just stick it out with you though. And you trying to be supportive. I feel like that's not enough.
The main thing that I'm thinking about there is, okay, I will have to make enough to cover all the expenses if this doesn't work out for you. Should I be doing other things? Should I be
OnlyFans? Your toes?
Keep on. Only toes.
Only toes.
Onlyfeet.com. That's not my website. If it's out there, it's not mine. I don't know. He has so many dreams and aspirations. I know he wants to make a food truck. I know he wants to do woodworking. He wants to do something with his hands. I know he wants to maybe have a career in IT. I know he would rather work at a zoo because he has all this animal experience and he loves animals, but he knows it's not lucrative. He wants to do so many different things, forms of income. We had that period of time when he was buying things and flipping them for more after they've been cleaned up. I know he's capable. But also I know that I can't apply to jobs for him. I can update his resume, but he's got to submit it. And sometimes I feel like a bad spouse when he's like, I don't know what I want to do, and I'm just like, well, you're gonna have to figure it out. I feel like a bad spouse when I'm being mean, but I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
If you need to be direct or not. A part of the things that I've learned. A part of being a good spouse is listening without responding immediately. Not judging and being cautious of where you place your fear within the conversation.
Not put
I
too
learned
much.
that. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. He would go based off of my fear solely and not move when he felt he was compelled to move because of my fear.
Right.
But my fear was just saying,
It was caution, but
I'm
maybe
cautious.
it was too much to the point where he stopped moving altogether.
Right. And now we're getting this healthy respect of, hey, I just want to cautiously tell you these are the pros and the cons of what I believe, but we can pray on it and figure out the best route wherever God tells us to go. What is the next path for us to go, and let the doors be open. We've defended. Oh my gosh, let me try that again. We have depended more on our faith than each other, our faith in where God wants us to go, than depending on how the other person looks on the other side, while still holding each other's hands. I don't know how else to explain that. I hope that makes sense.
No, I think it does.
But because our situation is unique, where you guys have only each other to worry about. So if Jonathan can't figure anything out, it's not the end of a planet that you're the only person working. There will always be some sort of food in the house. You may be late on your mortgage or whatever, but like you're
I'm
not
worrying about children's mouths to feed,
right.
Putting them through daycare, school, uniforms, etc.
Yeah. Which he can make those changes without blinking an eye. We started off with a child in our marriage, so it's always been about what's best for her,
right.
And then what's best for them as they all came.
Right.
So it's a harder move, but I hope to try to be as supportive as I can. And in doing so, I think sometimes I unconsciously give the face of like not interested, and I only give that face because I don't want to give the face of fear.
So it's coming off as nonchalant, or what's the word? Oh my gosh, I'll think of it tomorrow probably.
Mm-hmm.
It's where you're not here nor there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
Need a thesaurus.
Oh my gosh.
It'll come later.
Mm-hmm. Put it in the chat. But yes, it's that face. So I don't deter him from whatever he wants to do or however he wants to move. So we believe in this. Christ is the beginning. My husband is after, and I follow as an advisor, right? And then I help and pioneer the children. So he looks to God for guidingship, but also hears who the lady is in the back, the crazy lady in the back, yelling, "The kids are screaming and they're hungry," you know? I'm sorry. I just
Don't forget the children.
Right. I just visually see how this plays out. And then, you know, he's driving this car all while all this noise is happening in the background. And my hope is that I become the person that goes, I barricade myself between him and the noise. And I'm like, don't worry, baby. Just focus on the GPS, which is God. Focus on where he's taking you and I'll handle the rest. I feel like that's what it's supposed to be. And that's what I'm trying to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a good spouse, yeah.
I'm not there yet, but I'm trying.
I don't know. I think I still got some time
You still in diapers.
to figure out what makes a good and or bad spouse. I think a portion of it is that I don't believe that I had any role models for a healthy marriage growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Not my parents, not his parents, not my grandparents. Well, grandparents on my father's side, yes, because they were together until she passed away. But, you know, every family has its problems.
Mm-hmm.
Aunts, uncles, cousins. I haven't seen a single member of my family not be divorced.
But don't be afraid to go outside of your family, because we sure did. Nobody in our families have like long-lasting marriages or relationships that we felt comfortable enough to have those conversations with.
Maybe 2 friends, because a lot of the other friendships that I've had as well, single moms, dads in and or out of their lives, but still not something that I could see on a daily basis that was, you know, in my head as I was growing and evolving to see what a healthy marriage, a longevity looked like. I'm sure I could see from the outside a day here, a day there, and say, oh, okay, that's what that looks like. But I'm not going to really know what it took. I guess until I have those conversations, but I'd have to sit down with a long life couple that have been together for years and ask them, what makes you a good spouse? What makes a bad spouse?
I don't want to know the bad. Don't give me the bad. Tell me the good.
Much.
I know.
I know too much.
I'm scarred for those things.
What makes a good spouse? Why are you a good wife or husband? What made it so that you were able to be together for so long?
I wrote my name on his heart. I tattooed it, and so he could never leave me. I'm just kidding. But kind of not.
Don't you think?
Would you recommend, because we have so many single friends, would you recommend marriage to anybody?
What do you mean would I recommend marriage to anybody?
Like,
marriage just happened upon me.
I'm done. It happened upon
just
me.
like my cat. It came to me. I did not go out looking for a cat.
My
It
gosh.
just, you know,
Okay.
The cat distribution system gave me a cat, just
I'm
like
done.
the husband distribution system gave me a husband.
But now that you're in it, would you recommend it?
I don't know what to say to that. I love my husband. I cannot imagine my life without him anymore.
That's so cute.
I couldn't. I wouldn't survive. He feeds me every day.
I'm done. I love my husband too. I love our genuine relationship. I love how goofy we are together when we're on the same page. Like, yes, I couldn't see myself without him. However, I would never do this again. Would never do it again. And I'm
So you're saying, like, okay, let's say that something happened and you lost him, not intentionally. Let's say it was from a disease or a freak car accident.
yeah, I would never get married again.
You would just want to do it alone with your 3 kids.
I would be by myself.
Okay, 3 kids are grown in college. Boom, got their own boyfriends, husbands, whatever.
Absolutely.
Still alone.
I'm free balling. I am by myself. No, it's because it takes so much. And I think this is what people don't understand about marriage is that it takes you being selfless in a lot of ways, and then understanding too that like your feelings, like the other person has feelings too. And I've told you this before. Like the fact that I didn't realize men had so many feelings and they were so sensitive. And this is not just my husband.
No, it's mine too.
Thank you. They are very, and my therapist told me this, and I was like, "Are you serious?" And she was like, "They are sensitive creatures." I was like, "Oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do with the rest of my life?"
I know, because I'm so dead inside and I have no feelings.
I have no feelings.
And I have to now care about someone else's.
Exactly. So if you're not willing to carry on someone else's feelings, thoughts, ideas, any of that stuff, you feel like you don't have that brainwave for it, don't do it. I do the same thing for kids. I love my kids. I love them. But do I force that upon any woman? Because I know what that comes with. It's a lot. Mentally, physically, emotionally. So would I recommend children to other people? No. If that's what you want to do with your life, cool beans. I'll be there. I'll help you. Whatever you want. But if you decide that you don't want them, that's your business.
I would say that I miss being alone because I like being alone.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't miss how lonely being alone was.
You know why? You don't. You know why it was important for you to have a Jonathan? A Jonathan, right? Because Jonathan took you out of your little snail shell.
He made me
A regular snail, moving around
doing
in
stuff.
life, doing stuff, right? Or else you would have been I know it is. You would have been the little hermit crab stuck in your hermit.
I was fine. I'm just fine. Now we're both home gremlins. I'm just making him be lazy with me.
That's cool. At least you're not by yourself. Because then you'd be that weird cat lady in the house with just the cat.
Leave me alone.
Bars.
Abuse. This is rude.
Well,
I can't say whether I recommend it or not. I can't say that. Do it if you feel like it's right, and then don't if you don't feel like it's right.
That's what I said, didn't I?
Yes, in so many words.
I'm sorry. Do what is best for you.
Yeah, I can't say whether or not I'd get married again if anything were to happen to Jonathan. Probably absolutely fucking not. You're probably right. Like, you share so much with a person. Before him, I was in a long-term relationship, and I've been in a long-term relationship before that. Probably longer for the amount of time that I've even been with Jonathan. Those people were... They weren't real. I don't know how to explain that better. It was all the things that I thought that I wanted, and I was trying to make be real. Working at it, breaking my back for it, sacrificing my job, my career, myself for it, just for it to be used, abused, taken, and I'm the little stepladder that got them where they wanted to be, and I was left behind. I never felt like that. Never, ever. Didn't have to change, didn't have to do anything that wasn't really me. And I didn't chase the man chased me.
Bars.
He was actually incessantly annoying until I said yes.
Yeah, me too. He's like, I'm still gonna be here.
He said yes. Give me a reason why not to.
Yeah.
Like, give me the negatives. You don't have any? Done. Deal.
That's it.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
I'm done.
I guess I try to be a better spouse every day. He tells me he loves me. He tells me I'm a great wife.
Oh, that's cute. The lies.
But also, he tells me how things that could be improved and how he wants things to be better and how he wants us to grow and be healthier, because if we're healthier, we can live longer and be with each other longer.
Yeah, don't want to be those that old couple on the gondola passing out because they fell asleep. It was rocking back and forth. They were too old to be traveling.
He doesn't want to get like heart disease in our 40s and die.
Oh, that too. 50s. Okay, yeah, okay.
He wants to be the old people on the gondola falling asleep versus not even making it to that age.
Got it.
See, but I'm a lazy person at heart, so it's still a work in progress.
Hot mess.
I think I can be a better spouse. I guess I'm not terrible. I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell.
You're still here. You're still kicking. He still likes you. So,
yeah.
I guess it's still working.
For as much as your husband tells you you're a terrible wife,
he's still here. He is still here. You know what? You know what it is? You realize how much your spouse is like the person for you when you hear someone else's crowd.
Ooh. True.
Because when I've heard some people
talking about,
oh my gosh, I'm like, you know what?
I don't know how you deal with that.
Wow. Couldn't be me.
No, could not be me.
My husband comes to me after a long conversation with like his family members or his friends. And he comes back in the house and he's like, I love you so much. You're the best wife in the whole world. House is a mess. Haven't showered in days. And he's like, you're so beautiful.
I love you so much. Never leave me.
Sometimes they just gotta go outside.
Trials and tribulations.
Go outside.
See how good you got it.
Don't be mad the dishes aren't done. Look at what they doing out there in the streets. There's nothing for you. Felix said the same thing that you said. He has no energy and he's too lazy to have any other relationship, and he commends any man that is able to like somehow manage between 2 different or 3 different women, because he's like he can't.
Strong word. I guess he's like,
not
kudos
commending
to you, man.
Yeah, like there you go. Thank you. Thank you, of course, for giving me the right words. Always, because this sounds crazy. But yeah.
Listeners, could you just give us a little insight into your long marriages if you have them?
Mm-hmm.
Or even if you contemplated not getting married, why?
Mm-hmm.
Curious to know.
Yeah, I'd be curious too.
And if you have any other suggestions,
we're here for it.
Yep, we got a couple other episodes lined up that we've been talking about, so we'll be releasing those next week. But yeah, thanks for joining us till the end. Again, we are going to do our best to make these a little bit shorter.
No promises
every
or
episode
guarantees.
has been longer than the last, but we're gonna do our best.
We're trying to give you quality
and quantity.
Yeah.
All right, okay, guys. Thanks for listening.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.